With Avon gone...
Everything changes?
Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. This time talking about Reserteration Part 3, the Blake's7 box set. And you know when you think you've already recorded a review and then you think you have recorded that review, you look for the folders, but it's just not there? Well, perhaps that's what this is. Now, the box set has got Paul Darrow, Jan Chappell, Michael Keating, Stephen Pacey, Yasmin Bannerman and Alistair Locke, all written on the front in big letters. Now, as we know, Paul Darrow's not with us anymore. And you think, oh yeah, they've just put his name on there for fun. Well, you know what? This box set has got actual Paul Darrow in it. The author went away and found all of the lines that he wanted Paul to say, found them in other dramas and put them in here so that the storyline worked. So that's the first thing you need to know. That this, although wasn't recorded specifically for this, works tremendously. And it's got Paul in it. This is the end of a great box set and storyline. Truly, truly marvellous. So let's look at the individual stories. Because this box set, Reserteration, has been going on for a while. This is set 3 of 4 stories. It's practically a season of its own. So it's 5.9 Parasite by Trevor Baxendale is where we start. Avon is missing, and Zen has taken control of the Liberator. But can the rest of the crew trust Selene's offer to help? And what is the secret of the doomed planet Tronis? You see, in a month that contains, the Timeless Children and a host of other dramas, this has been the highlight of my time. TV Doctor Who can't even hold a candle up to how good these Blake's7s have become. And I, for one, will truly miss these dramas. Yes, there will be continuing stories, and I, for one, would love a Vila and Callie storyline that continued after, the very final TV episode. That would keep me going. Just survivors, travelling and trying to survive and hide and get on. But as we've lost so many of the cast, I just can't see it ever happening. So this, in many respects, is the end of the line for full cast dramas. Yes, you've got a certain storyline where the thing living inside, Zen, is going to kill everyone. But they want parts. And the thing that's trying to kill everyone is looking for leftover system technology, the thing that built the Liberator, in order to destroy it all. But of course the logical conclusion is once it's destroyed all of the other system technology, it'll just destroy itself. And this is not something anyone wants. Now we know that this fits in with certain storylines on TV, so we know that in the long run the Liberator is going to survive and everyone's going to get back like a reset button. But of course that's not quite what we get with BigFinish, because BigFinish really know what they're doing. Failsafe 5.10 by Steve Lyons. General Mordekain is trapped underground, badly injured, with no memory of how he came to be here. He's manacled to his worst enemy, Tarrant, and he has to work out who he can trust, and fast. This story has the President in it. I know, so happy the President is getting to come back once again. Played by the guy who played, you already know, it doesn't matter. That's not important. What is important is that this story is one of those ones that start halfway through and then it builds on the mystery, because you know as much as the General. It creates what's going on, and then you've got a lot of, let's face it, this is Blake's7. This is the 1970s TV. There's action, adventure. There's people wandering around corridors. You can actually picture the difference in video quality between the scenes shot on location in a mine on 16mm film and on video in a rather dodgy-looking polystyrene cavern. The tension builds, there is characterization, and it works. And there's a beautiful piece of technology involving, well, something that would provide torture. We're heading towards the end. We have Reunion by David Bryher. A secret lies buried on the prison planet Cygnus Alpha. The Quonar Parasite wants it, and so does Zeera Vos. With the Liberator crew caught in the crossfire, Vila and Zeera must face their past if they have any hope of getting out alive. I saw a review on Twitter that said if you wanted to give this story a name, it would be called Vila Grows a Pair. And as Vila is my all-time favourite fictional character, bar none, unless you count Mr. Ben, no, definitely Vila, I think this story is just a cut above all the others. Yes, the ending of Imperium, which is the next story, is classic and something that will go down in history, but the interaction between Zeera Vos and Vila is just glorious. The fact that they've returned to Cygnus Alpha gives a lovely, well, Ouroboros feel to the whole story. Yes, there is system technology to be had, but you know what? This storyline has been brilliant. And of course, the fact that they have to mention halfway through that Brian Blessed's character ended his days in a Liberator transportation accident, just to stop anybody listening going, is Brian going to be in this constantly? Then that's fine. 512, the Imperium, marking the end of the whole thing. Fighting to save Zen and prevent the President regaining total control, the crew of the Liberator must rescue Alta 1, the last survivor of the system, and discover the ultimate fate of Avon. That synopsis says it all. If I say any more than that, it's a spoiler. The last survivor of the system, well, that's just a great idea. And what they want to do with Aurak and the system, and again, spoilers, sweetie. I'm not going to give those. What I am going to say is that if you enjoyed this series so far, you will adore this. It's just cracking. So with that, I'll fade away, let you hear the trailer, and, well, see you next time. So until then, be seeing you.
From BigFinish Productions, Blake's7, Reserteration, Part 3.
He's taking it hard, Tarrant.
Aren't we all?
Vila and Callie knew him the longest.
I know, but that doesn't really matter much, does it? With Avon gone...
Everything changes?
You know it does.
Slowly, silently, without anyone knowing, the Quonar Parasite took over all the ship's systems. By the time he realised something was wrong, by the time Avon realised something was wrong, it was too late.
You could at least try to keep your head down.
How many do you see?
I don't know. My eyes are stinging from the dust. 2 over the ridge there, 2 more. At least 4, but there are probably more.
Cowards, skulking in the shadows.
There I was, lost and alone on the verge of dying, and in walks Zeera Vos.
You weren't going to die.
So you say. You've trapped me here, haven't you? Trying to finish me off once and for all.
Alta 1? Can you hear me? Alta 1? Can you understand me?
The Quonar are the enemy.
Mr. President, I might have known.
Oh, really? Oh, I hate to be so predictable, Tarrant. But here I am, and here, it must be noted, are you. Welcome to the Imperium Project.
Avon never trusted me. I tricked him on Hyperion and lied to you and the others.
And now we've lost everything. The President has finally won.
BigFinish. We love stories.
Hooverville has moved. The 24th of October 2020 brings with it the best little Doctor Who convention in the world. Tickets available from the Derby Quad website. Guests announcement: soon. That was the Tin Dog Podcast, available on Spotify, iTunes, Acast, Stitcher and wherever good podcasts are found. Get early access to content by subscribing to the Tin Dog Podcast YouTube channel. You can support the show at patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on Twitter at tindogpodcast or email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. All of the things discussed are the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.